That's hella XP.
Welcome to the Hella XP Actual Play Podcast. Today we're playing Shibuyan Knights in an adventure called The Crew of August Marsh. We're playing with Matt Conant as Sim, Lauren Cipollo as Vex, and Emmett Furey as August Marsh. I'll be your GM, Moe Poplar.
Downtime in Shibuyan Knights, you guys get to do a couple things. When you are zero rep, as you are now, you guys are nobodies. You can train. You can resupply your gadgets. You can work on projects. Projects can include repairing your gear, that is removing bad tags or adding new good tags.
And we have 2 activities each, yes?
Yes.
All right. And we didn't take any particular stress?
Nobody spent any stress.
I do want to renew that spiderweb thing and get that back. So is that a thing I would do during downtime with one of my activities?
So you're gonna get your stuff back?
Yes.
Reload.
I might just change maybe it won't be a spiderweb again, but I'll find something else to brew.
Right. And then we could do a 4-tick clock if you guys want to train. And what training does is it allows you to get another +1 to your action move.
All right.
Would that be actions we already have, or could we train in a different one?
Yeah.
Okay.
And how do the clocks work? Is it 1 per downtime, or
a failure is going to get you 1, mid laning is going to get you 2, and a success is going to get you 3.
Cool.
all right?
Let's do that.
So is everybody training a move? Is that the idea?
I'd like to do a training. Yeah,
All right. Let's start with our August.
that's a 5.
A 5. All right. What were you training?
Let's say cajole,
Cajole. You'd like to be a little more chatty.
or more convincing anyway. It'd be hard to be more chatty.
I love it. You have 1 check.
All right.
I'll be training 2. 5.
A 5. 1 tick.
Yes, I was training sneak, by the way.
Cool. And did you want to train also Vex?
Yes, I would like to train. I would like to train in grit, and I rolled a 9
Hey, so 2 ticks.
for grit.
You guys failed some rolls. I know Argus failed a roll,
Oh, yeah.
and I know Sim failed a roll. Make sure you check your failed roll box right under the word experience
Okay.
for each failed roll. You guys all did something to rep your guild, so check one of those boxes each.
Okay.
Fun.
And when we fill up all 6 of those boxes, you're going to level up and be able to choose +1 move action or a feat.
Oh, neat.
That's interesting. Part of leveling up is failing rolls.
I like it.
I like
Hey.
it too.
Sadly, that's kind of how I learn.
It's like so much like life.
So much like life. All right. You guys get a call from, so Sim, you get a call from Liana Ozu.
Okay.
And she asks, "Are you alone?"
Away to a private space.
What kind of device do you have to receive a call on?
That's an interesting question. I feel like he's probably got something that's like, it looks like he's probably got a thing like a bandolier of chemicals and potions and things almost, but we're like pockets in a jacket, and one of them just looks like the other sort of potions, but it just is a little tiny like flip phone kind of deal, so like the bottom will flip up and we can talk
Cool.
that way.
And she lets you know that she needs a little assistance.
Okay, well I do owe you one. Hopefully I can help.
Apparently, there is a problem going on at one of her establishments. They had a fight break out there recently. And she is busy getting everything back into order. But one of the patrons got a little antsy and wanted to be involved, started using magic. And your friend does not like magic. It's very unreliable and it often causes more problems than it resolves. And so a spell went awry, and instead of one of the arcane's friends getting bigger and stopping the robbery, the spell went awry and hit a rat.
Uh-oh.
And the rat got bigger and caused lots of damage.
I would imagine.
Ran into the sewer, and she's taking care of the damage.
I hope the damage isn't too severe. I imagine you're more interested in me handling the rat.
Unfortunately, it's now rats.
Oh, this thing spreads?
Apparently, it was in the maternal condition.
So we have one giant rat and some slightly less giant rats?
I'm pretty sure someone as skilled as yourself could whip up something that would allow you to catch the rats, or worst case scenario, get rid of the rats. You hear her finger go under her neck.
Over the phone.
Yes.
I know her well enough. I know that's what she's doing.
I need your assistance on this.
Are you afraid the rats are going to return to your exact location?
A restaurant with rats has a bad reputation.
I
A
do know
restaurant with
that.
giant rats?
Yeah, I understand. He's kind of sadly stopped trying to half-heartedly get out of this job because he knows how bad it is to have rats in the middle of your restaurant. Do you have an idea of where are they directly under your restaurant?
There's a floorboard that we have fixed multiple times, and they keep breaking.
Okay, and you want to keep this quiet for reputation purposes, obviously.
Word has already spread about the giant rat. We're trying to prove we got rid of them. So, whether you play a pipe and lead them away, sell them as pets, we need to make a big show of these rats going away.
Okay. He is already thinking about brews he can concoct for how to handle that, but I will do you mind if I bring some help?
You will probably need help.
I will probably.
I can pay.
I mean, my last job went great and I didn't do anything wrong, so.
I can pay.
Well,
So, she hangs up the phone, busy with other things.
okay.
I just want to do that vignette. Is there a
Great.
second downtime roll we want to do?
So if I have trained and I have, I'm sort of
you've
rebuilding
done your
stuff.
two.
I'm done. Okay.
Vex, August.
I think I had used up one of my disguise kit charges, so I'll just get that back.
Boom.
I'll just keep training.
Do it.
All right. At the 4. So one more tick, is that right?
Yep.
All right.
You
Proof
will
or
not
not.
put your foot in your mouth.
Proof we're not cheating these rolls.
Right.
All right. Let's role play. We're back in scene.
Okay. One last question, downtime wise. Can I replace any of my stuff or all of them as a part of the same downtime?
Did you got something that you wanted to change out?
Yeah, I think I'm going to. I liked the spider web. I think I want to replace. I had a grenade last time. I'm going to swap that for a sleeping pill.
Okay.
This
That
time.
sounds like a good thing.
Yeah, I'm going to try and do a little less structural damage and see what else I can do. I don't know if there is anything that might be like help with convincing or talking to animals or anything like that, or if that's just a make roll that would happen in the moment.
A pilot roll is to ride an animal,
Oh, interesting.
and I'm going to say a cajole roll is to encourage an animal.
All right. Good to know.
Love it.
Then I will keep my other brew as the caffeinate one, and we'll
I'm
see.
also going to say something silly like, you could always make something. And we can call it a clock if
All right.
there's something you wanted to do.
Okay,
we
so that would be next downtime.
Yeah.
Then. All right. Cool.
All right.
Okay. So, Sim walks back in and finds, I assume, August and Vex are in the similar place.
You guys are at Nobunori's bar.
Okay, we're still at the bar.
It's a place you hang out when you can be in between missions. It's a place where when you just finished a mission, you can eat for free and eat well and have drink.
Okay.
All right. Well, you'd have to go like gather Vex. She's like on the other side of the bar, like holding court, and probably has been taking advantage of those free drinks.
All right. Well,
2 sheets, 1 sheet.
At least one.
Sim would definitely like hold up this phone and try to get Vex's attention and like point to the phone and like over here, like stop holding court.
It just looks like a bottle, right?
Yeah, it just looks like a piece of glass with like an antenna coming out of it.
She's gonna have no idea what you're doing because it just looks like a bottle, and she's like, "You're a brewer, great!" Like, kind of goes back to what she's doing.
So Sim rolls his eyes and goes over there and like grabs her by the arm and is like, "We have a thing we have to do. I have to talk to you over here."
Oh, all right, cool.
And where would August be?
He's probably like losing at cards.
All right. Then yeah, Sim would walk over to August losing, or would do the same thing, try to get his attention subtly from like behind the other side of the table or whatever, and like, we gotta go.
All right. Yeah. My friends, I'll make my money back later.
Uh-oh. One of those.
Gets up and kind of leaves the table.
Sim would take them to whatever the quietest part of the bar is, or out in the back or something to discuss. So I got a call from friend of mine. She has an issue that she's willing to pay, which is probably good to help with, because it sounds like it involves sewers and other things that we may not want to actually deal with, but we're going to have to. That is, if you want to do this also, which would be great.
What's the job?
So you can't tell anyone, but it's a restaurant and it has a pretty good reputation and it serves great food and all of that. And he like dances around the issue for a long time about what it might be. And it's like, there's a thing that might have a giant rat underneath it with a whole bunch of other little baby rats that are probably also giant. But they just need that like handled in a way that will, be clear that we've handled it, so people can see us Pied Pipering the rats or whatever.
Oh, I was just saying, so we want to look like a bunch of exterminators. That's cool. We want to look like that.
Sim's trying to figure out if that's a thing Vex wants to do or not a thing that she wants to do.
Her face says it doesn't seem like that would be something she'd want to be known for.
Okay. Well, what if you were known to be that person who was so cool that she managed to convince rats to leave because of just how convincing she is?
You can see like she's thinking about it and she's like wavering a little bit because she's had a couple drinks and she's like, yeah, that would be really cool, wouldn't it? She seems convinced.
You're Captain August Marsh, scourge of the skies and forgetter of names, is certainly knows his way around the sewer.
That's right. You're from the sewers. That's perfect. Okay, great.
Well, I don't know if I'm from there, but I've spent enough time there. So,
No, I totally remember you being from the sewers. Okay,
Yeah.
great. I heard that a bunch of places. So
Good.
It's like you lived in the sewers? That's a place you can live? That sounds terrible.
it's an interesting design. I wouldn't have thought the subterranean tunnels were big enough for like a dirigible, but turns out they definitely are. There's some of them, yes. That's why I had to specify that I am, scourge of some parts of the underreach. Not just.
Vex
Other
is getting
parts.
more and more excited about this the more we talk about it.
You guys get to a fit shape to fly.
good
What
plan.
does that mean?
Head on over to the restaurant over near the pier where all the fish comes in for the day. And it is a very swank and fancy sushi restaurant.
Have I been to this restaurant before or
You have.
Okay. So I will be talking it up to Vex and August about all of
Yes.
what wonders it does for the palate and such.
You can choose to mention that, on your hard times, you've stayed there a couple times and they have a couple of apartments that are very modest, not nice enough for you to want to stay, but like a good place to be when you have to be somewhere.
And it may not be the nicest, but it smells great. Like you get to smell all the foods, even if you can't eat them necessarily all the time.
Well, I also know this area pretty well. This is the other place that I like to call home. It does smell good, better than the sewers.
Yes.
Vex is just kind of quiet.
You guys get to the floating buoy and you see what she meant when she talks about residue of a fight. Normally, this restaurant is 2 stories and has beautiful balconies where you can sit. It's a few blocks from the pier, but you can kind of still see the water. And it is surrounded by scaffolding. And there's a big craterous hole in the roof, and you can see the new wood.
Yeah, man, Liana was not kidding. There's some things went down in here.
Bar fights can get real and shoot you.
Is the restaurant still open or kind of in repairs?
It is closed for repairs.
Right.
Are you asking, are there still bottles at the bar? I mean, what's your question?
Yes, I do feel like he just imbibes whenever it is possible.
I think Sim will lead we'll find a place to park the dirigible, and Sim will lead them towards the doors and still be talking about it. Like, this is, it doesn't look great today, but it's really, really an elegant place. Trust me. You'll love it.
Vex
Especially
looks,
once we get it back to its pristine condition after we solve this problem.
Vex looks annoyed to be here. That's not saying anything about it.
Yeah, he's like kind of looking intently around, looking at the different places. Yeah, there's definitely a fight here, and like a rodent of abnormal size. Like as if that wasn't things that you already definitely told him. Discussion.
You guys go inside and you see people taking down the rough edges and putting up new walls, and they're framing up things, and construction's happening everywhere. In the midst of it, you see Leano's all but orchestrating all of it.
Sim would walk over to her. Hey there, ready to help?
She looks exhausted. She's kind of all about business. She doesn't trust anything. She's never really been one who wore her emotions on her sleeve. She sees you and she gives you the biggest hug.
And Sim looks very taken aback. Looks like it's been a day.
Yeah, and she catches herself and kind of stands up and takes a sigh and reaches out, grabs both your hands in hers and says, "Thank you so much for coming. I need to get this restaurant open. It's costing a lot more than it ought to, and that'll make money until the restaurant gets open. There are a lot of people who need help right now. This seems like a small thing. It would be a great service to me."
Well, I've brought the 2 best suited people to help with this. I know you have your hands full up here, so we will absolutely make it one less thing for you to have to worry about.
She looks up. She says, August March.
Age of disguise and something of something. That's just.
She says, it's been a very long time. You look like you haven't aged at all.
It's all the drinking I do. Keeps me young.
She says, well, your drinking is that of legend, and I will not satisfy your thirst right now. But if you finish this, I have a whole case of your favorite.
And consider it done. A case. Of the missing rat. Let's go. Tim, Drex, we're out.
And she looks at you, Vex, and she says, and who are you?
I am Vex Jamaica. You probably have heard. I feel like you should have heard of me, but that's what we're doing. That's why we're doing these things, right?
Any
August?
relations to Conant, Jamaica?
Yes, that's my that's my uncle. You probably know him. He's done some things, and she like starts to look like a little more proud of herself that like somebody knows her family.
We've crossed paths.
Yeah, he's a really great guy. She's kind of puffing up, but then like as she talks about him, you can see she like really has she feels has feelings for him, and it's just like he's really a good. He really is a.
He definitely lives up to his reputation.
Which is very good, she says.
I appreciate your assistance.
Happy to help.
There is a hole in the floor in the kitchen. You can also go through the basement. We haven't gotten to repairing those walls yet, so that might be the easiest way. Unless you like long jumps.
I mean, not particularly. Is there any? I have things. Is there anything you have in your kitchen? Sprays and pesticides and whatnot that we could utilize to help us on this?
We've tried the obvious stuff. Unfortunately, I am at my wit's end, keeping this work crew fed and keeping costs down. I really need this taken care of.
Understood. We'll take it from here then. So
right.
Good luck with everything topside.
So you know your way around, Sim. How do you get to the basement?
I would imagine the basement's not like another floor of restaurant. It's like just a storage space kind of.
Storage. Yeah.
Probably in a restaurant like this, it would be. I would say it's down. You go past a couple of elegant-looking rooms, and then it gets like a little less elegant, and then you get the room next to the kitchen, and then a hallway that goes past the bathrooms, and then like the side door leads down, and suddenly you can.
Yeah.
See the
place
grungy
is
underbelly.
very lavish upstairs. These stairs are a little too tight.
Yeah, we go down sideways.
You guys go down the stairs, and there's a hallway, and half of the walls ripped off. It looks like there was some kind of explosion. They have created scaffolding on the floor or in the kitchen. Start repairing that floor, put it in joists and stuff like that. But it's not hard to see the hair from the rats like all over the place.
Hope nobody's allergic.
There's a bit of a smell.
Seems fun.
The explosion went right into the sewer.
I could see why she might want this cleaned up. Well, who's first into the rat hole?
This is your job, Sim. You lead the way.
Okay. I'm sure I've been worse places. Sim climbs his way through the hole in the wall.
Okay. You kind of walk through some rubble. You get connected pretty quick and easily to the sewer. There is a pipe that goes to the left, and then over there across a chasm, there's a pipe that goes to the right. There's water coming out of that pipe and kind of going down into the rubble. It looks like she's going to try to get the restaurant back open and then fix all this stuff down here.
Sure. Is it that it's the same pipe, but it's been broken in this
Correct.
spot? Okay.
Correct.
Is there any clear, can I do a notice or something to see if there's more rat hair in one direction versus the other, or is it?
It's hard to see in the other side, but you see lots of rat hair and prints. all like they step out of the mud and onto the wall, and
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty clear.
Pretty clear. All right. Sim acts like he knows that it's, or doesn't know how obvious it is. Is like, I'm guessing the rats probably went that way.
So you guys go into the sewers. The first, it's dark, but you can see it's light up ahead as you get to where the electricity is actually working. You guys are just kind of walking when you see something ahead scurry by.
How big?
It's about the size of a warthog.
I don't like it.
Just a baby.
Hey, August, does that look like anything that's normally in the sewers since you live here?
It's like the second biggest rat I've ever seen.
The second biggest.
The second biggest. I hope it's the biggest we see today, but do either of you have a good way to get rats to go where we want them to go? I suppose we should follow that one to see if it leads us to any others.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Do we have some cheese or something? What do rats like?
I mean, yeah, rats probably like cheese. That seems like a thing. They'll pretty much eat whatever.
Absolutely, go back up in the kitchen and check.
Yeah, all right.
I will take any opportunity to not be in the sewer. If you would like me to go back and get some cheese, I'd be happy to do it.
I'll go up too, because it's, because it's a good idea.
And August, you'll just stay here, August, right? Because you live in the sewers.
Oh, I'm fine here.
Like
my sense of smell is basically gone.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
it's fine. I'll keep a lookout. I'll look around because sometimes the rats like leave false trails of hair to throw you off. So I'll make sure we're in the right track. You can get the cheese or whatever. It's good.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, August.
Vex looks at Sim and is like, he grew up in the sewers. He likes it here. And just is assuming that August loves being in the sewers.
Yes, we're all just putting that on August.
We're going to leave August for a moment, and we're going to go back up to the kitchen. What are you guys looking for?
Gonna look for the trail of hair. Gonna look for like anything that looks like it has bite marks out of it, or wrappers that have been broken or torn and clawed at.
You see a very expensive wheel of Parmesan.
Okay.
That has definitely been nibbled on.
So yeah, I mean, I figured that's one of the reasons why he would come back up is to see what the kitchen has that the rats like. So
cool.
If there is something, I might do a make roll to see if I can create something with this approximate aroma to it, maybe.
Sounds great.
All right.
I'm going to let you roll, but I'm going to ask Vex what she's doing first.
Okay, great. Because Vex is definitely like, she sees the wheel of Parmesan cheese and is like, oh, what a shame. The rats chewed on this and now no one can have it. And she just like takes it and like doesn't even care and just is like, takes a knife and is like cutting a chunk off of the part that wasn't chewed on and is like just so terrible that no one can consume this and is like not really helping, just kind of looking for food and other things.
Right. Sim doesn't care. He just goes over to like smell it every once in a while and then smells a potion and then another potion.
Like you take some shavings, you put it in a pot, you're cooking up some stuff. What are you cooking up, Sim?
I think the idea is to cook up some kind of like maybe a mix of the sleeping pill that I brought and this cheese smell, so that if you like manage to inhale enough of it, it just kind of gently relaxes you, puts you out.
That is an excellent plan. All right.
Thanks. Let's see how it works.
I'm not going to have you roll yet.
Okay. All right.
But you do that.
Okay.
I am going to give you a +1 roll because you're doing that in a proper kitchen.
Woo! All right.
And not like on a catwalk.
Right. Yeah, I have the ingredients. Great.
We're going to jump back in the sewer. August, you see the rats are kind of going back and forth on a particular beam. A couple of the rats going to the left have like little shiny objects.
Seen this before. All right. So the ones going to the left have the objects?
Yeah.
All right, I'll
So you go to the pipe and, their traffic slows. They're not really trying to deal with you. You smell funny.
I don't smell at all anymore. So where do I see them going? You said it's
Pipe. The ones that had stuff were going to the left.
but they're kind of stopping because they see me.
Well, you just see like they stop running back and forth when you like.
August's like, oh, all right, all ye rats, do not believe any of the stories you heard about all of the your brethren I killed on my ship, the Fata Morgana. I know you can understand me. Squeak if you do.
There's a minute. You do hear a squeak.
I knew it. All right. Now, I'm in the market for some new crew, and I feel like you all could be just what the captain ordered. I don't know. That's what they're saying. Let me say.
I think that's the moment that we come back down with the trees to see him trying to replace us with giant rats. We're like, hey, August, what's going on down here?
So he's looking down a pipe. Like you guys come to like a little T intersection, and he's looking down a pipe to the left.
Something interesting down the pipe?
Yeah, there was some rodents carrying some shiny objects this way. I was investigating.
So maybe the shiny stuff they got is to the right then.
Yeah, you make a convincing argument. Yes. Perhaps we ought to investigate the right. Like I said, all of them.
Let's do that. Because August said so.
All right, we'll be back, rats.
Sim's gonna look down the pipe to the right, and if it's climbable, we'll climb that way.
There's a slight incline.
Okay.
You guys walk up the pipe. It takes you to a city wall, and you can see the grate's been broken. It had a nice mesh covering to keep the rats from coming out, but these are big rats. It wasn't meant for this sort of thing. It's one of those weird places where there's road above you, but you look out, you could see the water, and there's also like almost a boardwalk below. As you look around, you see one of the roof covering, a pipe end, been knocked off. You see a couple rats kind of hanging around there.
All right, I guess we'll walk over carefully to the pipe covering and see what it's leading towards.
They don't want to have anything to do with you, so as you guys get close, they kind of scurry away. You see a shiny necklace on the ground.
I guess reach down and pick it up.
Does it take a notice roll to realize the shiny necklace has a price tag for more money than you've seen in a long time?
Well, the rats have fine taste. What can we see where it's come from or what we're underneath right now?
You can kind of walk along the roof, and you realize you're on the roof of a jewelry store.
These are some really smart rats.
Yeah, someone clearly trained these rats to rob stores, and I'm just kicking myself that I didn't think of that already.
Well, if they have a little bit out here, I bet you they have a lot more in the other direction where I'm assuming their nest is. And that's probably where we need to go to find Big Mama.
Yeah, I mean, if they're taking all of this stuff that way, I guess they're bringing it somewhere. Makes as much sense as anything. What do we do with this?
I'll hold on to that. And if you don't stop me, I will snatch it out of your hand.
No, he's gonna let her take it. Like, I mean,
Tucks it into her shirt and just.
What necklace?
Yeah. That seems fine for now, I'm sure. Right. We'll all give back all the jewelry we find while we go. Anyway.
We're actually not going to talk about any of this, right? Because that's what we're not supposed to do. We're not supposed to be very discreet, remember? It's going to be very discreet. It's going to be very discreet. And Vex will lean in and like make sure that you understand that it's going to be very discreet. Great. All right, let's go.
All right. You guys get back into the tunnel, and I guess you go down to the left. You start seeing kind of large kind of remains of food. It looks like ham bones, fish carcasses. Yeah, they got a lot of stuff out of the kitchen.
Seems just like tabulating the price of all these items in his head of just like what a catastrophe this was.
Yes.
So.
And as you guys get into the area, you start seeing the filth, the rat poop. As you start kind of going in, the rats stop smelling you, and they kind of become a little more friendly, and they kind of take an interest in you, Sim.
Oh, because I'm carrying this delicious smelling thing. If they're gonna be, and he's sort of like trying to slowly, nonchalantly back away from the rats while he talks. It seems like this is probably getting close to their nest, and we might want to start luring everyone here. But then once we do, does anyone have a plan for how to trap them so we can make a big scene of getting them out?
I think at this point, if the rats aren't running away, Vex is probably like leaned down and is like, "Oh, it's just so cute." Oh, and she's just like talking to one like it's like a dog, and is like, "Oh, they're just like big, and look at their beady eyes and their whiskers," and like isn't.
Oh, you're all in now.
Oh, she's like nice. They're just like dogs. It's giant dogs with disgusting tails.
They're a little spooked until like you get them in that spot behind their ear, and once you get one, like they tell their friends. They're not quite all over you, but they're in line. August, something shiny catches your eye over in the corner.
I will go investigate that.
And you see like a small pile of jewelry. Once you wipe the rat feces off, like this would probably sell as much as the price tag says.
All right, reasonable. We'll just scoop this up for important future endeavors.
You see, like, there are little piles all over. You see August bend down, and you're like, I know he's not going to pick up poop. But he stands up with something shiny, and you're like, oh.
So I guess, tearing myself away from the cute little rats. So there's little piles kind of everywhere. We've kind of come to the place where they're bringing all of their stuff.
You see 8 smaller rats. And you see like 10 or 12 piles.
So cute. What are they collecting it for? And no sign of Mama Rat that we can tell. Mama Rat.
There wouldn't be one of those.
All right. I think that's worth, just kind of pointing out and being like, I think everybody has their own little stash here. I don't know what rats need jewelry for, but this is really weird, guys.
Well, why don't we see which of these piles doesn't belong? Is there a way to tell which one isn't for one of these rats? Maybe basically Sim is going to try to place this cheese-smelling sleeping potion on whichever nest seems the largest or seems to not be the home nest of any of these 8 rats that we're looking at, if there's any way to tell that.
They don't seem to be stopping you if you pick up the jewelry. They all seem to have their little niches. They've kind of put some dirt and leaves together and made little beds.
Do you have enough that you could put a little bit of it everywhere, or is it like enough for one dose?
I will put that down on whatever seems to be the largest nest.
All right, and they are on it. They're eating it, and like they eat some, and then they run away. Like they take a little bite, and they run away, and they kind of put it in their mouth. And their hands are like child-size hands, and they have fingers, and like it's really kind of weird and a little gross. And they just kind of grab and they just eat, and they're all like in there. Suddenly there's 10 in the room. They're squeaking with delight, and everybody's happy. Sometimes when their feet hit the pipe, you hear like a slight pitter patter, and you hear a growing stomp come closer and closer. It's got some speed to it. You hear a squeak with some bass to it.
So all of the rats that have eaten the sleeping pill concoction, how quickly does that take effect? Or like we hear this.
We're gonna make a roll right now to
Okay.
answer that very question.
Okay.
As you hear the stomps getting closer. Roll some
Okay.
dice, Sim.
That is an 8 plus 2 is 10.
Excellent. You see some of the rats go to their little niches and fall right to sleep.
This is great. Vex like looks at them like they're so cute for a couple seconds, and then is like, right, we have a job. We hear the footprint, the footsteps. We're assuming a bigger rat is coming.
Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom.
Vex looks at
Squeak,
Sim
squeak.
and is like, we're supposed to lead them away? That was a good idea?
Yeah,
Okay.
we just
I
have to
wanna-
show the people that we're leading them away.
I would like to use my disguise kit and all of the fur and stuff that's around and try to make myself look like a giant rat.
You know, I was really hoping this was gonna happen.
Yeah.
You get busy with that.
I'm gonna do it.
Who are you trying to fool?
I want to fool big mama rat, and
right.
I'm hoping that it'll look good enough that she thinks I'm one of her kids.
Before you roll, I want to know what August and Sim are doing as you hear the squeak and like she's about to come into this cavern. What are you guys doing?
Sim is probably hiding behind Vex and August at this point. Like, I did the thing that I can do. I'm really hoping you guys have some ideas for how to get them out of here. Haven't heard any ideas yet, I'm just saying.
August isn't too concerned. He's waiting for to show its face.
All right. And you see first its nose. Its nose comes in way taller than all of you. As it comes out of the cavern, rather tight tunnel, you guys would have to walk down these tunnels like one by one. You see its hair start to fluff, and it almost seems to grow because it had to squeeze itself to get into this tunnel. Would anyone like to make a gesture to influences this rat's first impression of intruders in its baby's nest?
I'm hoping that I can look like a rat.
Well, you know that I think you're raising your hand, and so let's go ahead and make. We're gonna call this a sneak roll.
Okay.
We're gonna call it your disguise situation.
Mm-hmm.
And what are you trying to convey to this rat?
Okay, so I want to have a disguise that is good enough that this rat is going to think that I'm one of its kids.
Yep.
I don't know about rats other than these things look like giant dogs. So I'm just going to greet Mama Rat like I assume a puppy would greet its mom.
Right.
So
Right.
just gonna bounce up there and squeaking and look at all the fun. Look at this big. If there's anything left of
Yeah.
the food, and just be like, "Come on, Mom, come get something." So,
All right. I love it.
hopefully that works. So,
What could go wrong?
Yeah.
Just for fun, you are very practiced disguising yourself as people.
yes,
I am going to give you a -1, assuming this is at least the second time you've tried to disguise yourself as a rat.
no, I don't think so. Don't think animal has ever happened.
Excellent. Love it. Let's give it a shot.
So, should I roll it as a sneak, or should I roll it as the disguise kit, or like roll it as a sneak and add the disguise kit? Okay.
Add your disguise kit and then -1.
Okay. Oh God, goodness gracious. Okay, so it was 6, so 5.
5. All right.
Huh?
Thanks for joining us on the Hell XP Actual Play Podcast. For more information on Shibuyan Knights, go to shibuyaknights.com. Go have some fun in your life.